Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company of Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have a 1v1 on Langreskaya. Our heroes today are going to be Paradox, playing for the Germans. And we have CcArtS03, once again, playing for the Soviets. We've casted several games now with CcArt playing, and yeah, he's a very good player. At the moment when I got this replay, I believe both of these players were already level 100, so should be quite an interesting game. So anyways, Paradox, we see that he went ahead and built Tier 1 right off the bat with his Pioneers and got himself Grenadier Squad and followed up by a machine gun. So pretty standard there, not a problem, no difference. And, well, he's just going out and capping the left-hand side. For CcArt, we see that he went with two conscripts right off the bat. Again, nothing different or out of the usual. We see the combat engineers going for the munitions point over here on the right hand side. We have the conscripts going to the left, and the second conscript squad is apparently going to the right to support over here. So we're probably not going to see any engagements anytime soon. Maybe in a minute or something. This machine gun is probably going to go somewhere around here in the middle, try to either cap this or get this, or maybe even get ahead into this house. We'll see where he sends it. But of course, you know, they're much better players than I am, so they know better than me, and they're going in a different direction. Although, no, look, it's going over here, so yeah, maybe I think I got it right one time. The conscripts are coming to engage here. They're going to slam right onto that MG. The MG should be able to set up in time before they get out of the arc of fire. And there they go. Burst goes out. CcArt decides to retreat right away, not take any unnecessary damage, and very well. He didn't have any conscripts in the area to support it or flank it, so no sense in just taking unnecessary health damage there. So very good. Grenadiers on the right-hand side are now going for the munitions point. The MG42 is still set up in the same position. There it goes, packing it up, and he might be moving it over to this cutoff point. Seems that way. Maybe he'll get the hail bale, or... well, let's see what he does. Conscripts are moving out and going to engage that MG rather soon. MG sets up. Is it going to be able to make it out? Conscripts look like they're going to be able to make it out of the arc of fire, and they're going to be able to flank it, although they are running towards the Pioneers instead. MG42 flips around, takes one burst onto those conscripts, but the conscripts manage to get right out of the range of that MG42, so the Pioneers are going to lose that battle. Conscripts over here jump into that house to engage the Grenadiers. Grenadiers are currently in heavy cover, so that fight should take a while unless some rifle nades are used. Pioneers down to one man. They are going to go ahead and retreat. MG42 taking a couple extra shots at those conscripts. Conscripts down to 4 men. Get suppressed, but they are out of the range of that MG42 once again, so they are going to be able to get themselves out of there. Conscripts over on the left-hand side. They capture the munitions point on the left-hand side of the map, so the munitions points were flipped essentially. Although they haven't capped it. Grenadiers over with LMG going onto the medium cover. Grenadiers should be able to win this fight unless we see a Molotov. Molotov being thrown. Grenadiers move out and get right up point blank range onto these conscripts, and let's see who wins this fight. LMG 42, I believe, should give the Grenadiers the advantage here. Down to 3 men to the conscripts. 1 man down on those Grenadiers, but they should be able to win the fight. 1 more man down, 2 men jump into this house, but they are not going to win this fight. They should probably decide to run away. Up north, we do see the MG42 cutting down conscripts, and 2 men go ahead and retreat. Conscript squad flanks that MG42 and is going to start pursuing it. MG42 should not be able to set up. Fights all over the place. We do see that the conscript squads made it out with 1 man. The MG42 decides to retreat. It's not going to take a chance of losing that MG. Very nice, very nice. And we do see that... actually, it's not. These combat engineers captured this point, which would normally cut you off, Paradox that is, from the right-hand side of the map, but he currently has this point, this cutoff point, and is circling all the way around to this one, so he's currently connecting this fuel through this path. So anyways, Grenadiers and conscripts fighting it out in the middle of this munition point, none of them in cover. And there they go. The conscripts go ahead and jump into the green cover, so they should get the advantage. Molotov goes in right on top of the Grenadiers. Grenadiers are toasty right now. They have to get out of there. I don't think they're going to win that fight. Down to 3 men and very low in health. Conscripts still at 5 men, although they do have the second Grenadier squad to help them out. They're gonna go ahead and swap out. This one is gonna jump into the house. This one's gonna take the shots out in the field. Very nice. Conscript squad down to 4 men. They still have another Molotov going out and goes right on top of these Grenadiers. These Grenadiers have to retreat. There's 3 conscript squads right on top of them, and so they retreat. Conscript squad decides to retreat at 3 men and runs through the fire, taking a little bit more damage, but nothing significant. It's very interesting. Right-hand side, we do see combat engineers going ahead and capping that fuel. We do have the Grenadiers with the LMG-42. They were trying to run into the house, but the conscripts get in there first. They are going to have that advantage, although the other conscript squad over here retreated from this MG-42, which is currently getting flanked by this Uraing conscript squad. They get on top of them, and they're going to go ahead and chase them, shooting them while they go. Paradox has to be careful, or he is going to be losing this gun. We do see 4 conscripts and 4 grenadiers on the field. The advantage here is with this MG-42, which gives them the superiority as far as firepower goes. We do see teching. We don't see any tech for CcArt. So very heavily focused on low tiers. Tier 0 for CcArt and Tier 1 for Paradox. So very nice, very mobile. Fights all over the place. LMG-42 going ahead and decapping the cutoff point for CcArt. So he's going to remove those. Nice. Rifle nade goes in and kills 3 of the conscripts here. So very nice, but this LMG-42 is not going to be enough to win this fight, I don't think. He's going to have to retreat it out of there relatively soon. Although if he focuses on the 3-man squad, he could be able to get those killed and retreat it. And there they go, they retreat. Down to 4 men over here because they decided to, for some reason, jump onto the fire of the Molotov that they threw, or the other squad threw. And they're burning alive, so the Grenadiers are going to be able to win this fight. Down to 2 men now, 2 of them catch fire. Molotov goes out right on top of the Grenadiers, down to 2 men, but the conscript squad is eliminated. Heavy loss there for CcArt. I mean, that was unfortunate for those guys to go being ordered to run into the fire, but oh well. So we do see that heavy investments in LMG-42s for the Grenadiers, which is gonna, well, make them very effective against the conscripts. This squad here is down to 2 men, so they probably have to retreat, although they do have a second Grenadier squad supporting. But, well, they noticed that, so they're going to go ahead and retreat. Not going to be able to win that one. They did manage to retreat on the other squad, but it's not always going to be a win, I guess. Grenadiers over here are the only ones that currently don't have an LMG. He doesn't currently have the munitions for it, so maybe that's why he doesn't have the LMG. But very interesting strategy. There is a lot of conscripts being produced. We see, again, 4 on the field and a 5th one being produced. So that would be 6 squads of conscripts being produced for CcArt. We still don't see any tech over here after that. And we do see that Tier 2 is being produced for Paradox. So we'll probably see I would assume, a half-track, considering that there's a lot of infantry in the field, so having the ability to reinforce on the field would be quite good. MG-42 over here getting a little bit outmaneuvered, but pulling back to try to set up, but is now getting intercepted by another conscript squad. Probably going to have to retreat out of there. It is setting up, though, so it might fall into enemy hands. It goes ahead and in retreat. Going to lose one of these guys probably on the retreat. There he goes, one of them down. Maybe another guy's going to die. One goes down, and the last guy's probably going to make it out. And there he goes. Very lucky there. Grenadiers engaging conscripts all over the place. Another Molotov goes into the heavy cover. Very nice. These Grenadiers are going to have to get out of there, although they do have a Pioneer squad over here supporting, but they are not that great at firepower. So there is only 4 men here. Down to 2 men on these Grenadier squad, down to 3 on the conscripts. Let's see who's going to win it. That LMG-42, though, is brutal, and at close range is going to do a lot of damage, even if you are in heavy cover. You can see there, but a lot of damage goes in. Up to Veteran C2, decides to retreat. Very nice. Keeping that Veteran C alive is going to be excellent for Paradox. Panzer Grenadiers being produced, though, for Paradox. So those are going to be even more effective against the conscripts at close range with those Storm Gewehrs. So we see a total of 6 conscript squads on the field now for CcArt. A lot of movement, a lot of ability to move around the map. We do see a sandbag that was produced over here on this fuel point. It's going to give these Pioneers that green cover, which should actually give them the advantage against these conscripts, which are very low health. Down to 3 men. Pioneers still at 4. Let's see who wins this, although I suspect a Molotov is going to be thrown. There we go. Molotov being tossed. Lands on top of those Pioneers. Hits retreat. Down to 2 men. Should be able to make it out. There's only 2 guns firing at them now. In the middle, we do see that these Panzer Grenadiers managed to get the retreat on the Combat Engineers. There's a MG42 set up on the right-hand side, pinning down these conscripts that are getting engaged by 2 Grenadiers. This one's still not upgraded with the LMG, but he does have the option now of getting G43s, and that's what he does. So very nice, very nice. Panzer Grenadiers also on the field now, coming over to the left-hand side, but not engaging anything. Over here, engagement of Grenadiers and Conscripts. Conscripts were going to throw a Molotov, it looks like, but they decided to retreat instead. Molotov going in on top of the MG. MG going to go ahead and retreat. Very nice. Very heavy usage of Molotovs for CcArt. Very effective. They, I guess you could say they don't do as much damage as an actual nade, but they are very helpful at denying cover. Even if you don't land the Molotov, you're denying that cover if they are in heavy cover. So, very good. Anyways, we do see the G43s taking shots at these conscripts. Conscripts are also getting shot on the other direction. Pretty much flanked on all directions with the LMG43 and the G43s over here. So these guys are going to have to get out of there relatively soon. These guys don't get any benefit of cover because it's directional. So the LMG42 has full range. Molotov was going to be tossed again, but he dodges out of the way easily and it makes the retreat before the Molotov is even thrown. Very nice usage of his infantry by Paradox. I have to give props to that. G43 is firing. Makes you think there's a sniper on the field. Panzer Grenadiers going up in force onto these conscript squads on the heavy cover. They're going to be able to chase them off, and if they don't get away, which they do, Bundle Nade would have landed on top of them. Although he doesn't have the munitions for it, but, well, CcArt doesn't know that, apparently. I mean, obviously, he doesn't know that, so he doesn't know if a Bundle Nade is going to land or not. LMG42 at Vet 2 over here, getting engaged by the flamethrower. A lot of damage going in by the flamethrower, but I believe the LMG42 should be able to get the victory on this. A lot of damage going in. Down to 1 man. Another burst of fire. Gets more damage onto that, but the LMG42 is just too much. LMGs and LMGs against conscripts with nothing else. We do see the chalk troops, or that doctrine that is for chalk troops was selected, but that means that the conscripts don't get PPSHs, which is interesting choice. I mean, again, these players know way more than I do, but interesting that you would have that many conscripts and not invest in, you know, PPSHs at least. But well, there might be a bigger strategy at hand here. So Panzer Grenadiers down to 2 men. They're just going to be used to cap around the map. We do see a heavy concentration of the infantry right here in front of the base, but we do see 2 LMG-equipped Grenadier squads in front of the base, pinning them down or holding them in there. G43 is taking shots at conscripts inside the base, inside the house. Conscripts going over through the right-hand side and decapping territory, but there is a chalk troops over here at the victory point, which doesn't get capped. They're going to go ahead and just move in to engage. These guys do have PPSHs by default, so they are going to be way more effective than the conscripts into infantry fighting. We still have the Grenadiers here fighting, the Vet 2 ones. Actually, pretty much all the Grenadiers are Vet 2. Look at that. Nice. Those are going to be very difficult to kill. They get increased armor at Vet 2, so very tough for these conscripts. And with those LMG-42s, they are going to be very brutal at killing. Panzer Grenadiers are nearby. These ones should probably retreat. They're down to 1 man. You don't want to lose that veterancy. And there it goes. Very nice, very nice. And this one's still at 4 men in heavy cover. So these conscripts stand really no chance on their own. Conscripts over here, not getting the cap on this. It's just outside the range. The shock troops did manage to get some headway over on this territory, getting the conscripts over here. These ones capturing over here. So nice advance with those. They're going to be way more effective than the conscripts, like we said. These ones are going now against the Veterancy 2 Grenadiers. They're not going to be superb at it, but they should be able to do way more damage, especially up close, and manages to get the retreat on those Grenadiers. You don't want to lose that Veterancy. So very nice preservation of units by Paradox. So I applaud that. We do see that Tier 3 has been produced for Paradox, and he is producing a Flak Panzer, which is an excellent choice considering the amount of infantry you have on the field, and especially since you already saw Shock Troops. Shock Troops have no anti-tank capabilities, really. So, you don't have to worry about guards, those PTRSs and that buttoning. Well, that's not something you have to worry about. Obviously, you have to worry about, tanks and such, but that's not going to really be a problem. And we only see Tier 2 for CcArt, which means that really the only option against that is going to be an AT gun, an AT-8s, which can work, but, it's more of a defensive solution. MG42 getting chased by those PPSHs on the Shock Troops, but they are surrounded by infantry now, and they're going to have to retreat. Doesn't get the MG42 down. Panzer Grenadiers chasing those Shock Troops. They're not going to be able to get the kill. They're too far away now, but they do get heavily damaged. We do see that there are medics on the field, though, which is very smart because of all the infantry you have. So they're going to be getting healed up and then retreat. So we do see a KV-8 heavy flamethrower hitting the field for CcArtS. So there was a grander strategy on the on his mind, obviously. Like I said, they know way more than I do. And that KV-8 is going to be brutal. All you can do with the Grenadiers currently is, Panzerfaust it and slow it down. But he doesn't have any anti-armor solutions just yet. However, we do see that a Panzer IV is being produced by Paradox now, which is going to essentially be a deterrent. I'm not sure if it can actually get the kill. I mean, this is a heavy tank, but it should be a nice deterrent. Flak Panzer taking some shots at the heavy tank, which is doing surprising amount of damage. I wouldn't expect the Flak Panzer to do that much damage against the heavy tank. He is trying to get the kill. He does actually manage to get a kill on one of those conscript squads. Not conscripts, Grenadiers, Vet2 squad. And he's now going straight into the enemy base, trying to get more kills on that infantry. He is down to half health now by that Flak Panzer. I don't think this is the best idea. Could have, well, I mean, maybe this is just an all-in, essentially. I mean, either this works or it doesn't. Panzerfaust goes in, slows down that tank. Flamethrower being used quite effectively on that tank. Decrews that MG42. But it is... Oh, it's shooting at these other guys. Panzer IV hits the field. This is going to be the end of this tank, I believe. He is still trying to get that infantry, which is the 2 men. I'm not sure. Oh. Well, and the tank doesn't even go down, so yeah. CcArtS decides to throw in the towel, and, well, yeah, that's unfortunate. Very interesting strategy, conscript spam, I guess you could say. I mean, how many did we see built? I mean, 7 at the very least? I know he had 6 on the field at one point and had lost 1 before that, so yeah, I mean, at the very least 7 conscript squads, and that's a lot of conscripts on the field. And, yeah, he went for his Shock Troops and the KV-8, which, yeah, I mean, it's a nice choice. It allows you to get that KV-8, which is very good tank overall. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if it was worth it to sacrifice it into the enemy base. I suppose he didn't think it was worth it at the end, and that's why he called it quits. Also considering that Paradox had pretty much the entirety of the map and had him pinned down in his base. So, I mean, yeah, a lot of factors in there, but yeah, well, quite unfortunate, I suppose. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the cast. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send them, I will put the email in the description below so you can send it there. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you later.